Hello viewers, welcome to Home and Maths Education. Now, first of all, this is a channel where different topics in mathematics are being taught. Now, like you can see on the board, we'll be treating on the topic factorization. This video will be strictly meant for students who are around grade 2 to grade 7. Now, if you know nothing about factorization, then I guess this video is for you. Now welcome back to Home and Maths Education. First of all, what we do here is commit the learning into the hands of God, so that God can help us with our understanding. So just join me to repeat this prayer as I say it. My mind is where I am always. And Lord, help me to assimilate today's lesson to the fullest, and help me to become a genius in all my endeavors. Amen. Now, without wasting any further time, let's just dive right into the reason why we are here. Like we are seeing on the board, factorization, and you can see these very questions: 6x minus 10, negative 15x plus 6, and so on. What is factorization all about? You see, to break it down for you, factorization always has to do with picking out what feels common among the numbers or the variables. Now, just like you can see over here, 6x and 10. Why do I say 6x and 10? Really, because there is a sign in between, so I have to say 6x and 10. Now, follow attentively, it's very important. Now, if you look at 6x and you look at 10, what do you feel is common between these two values? The 6x, what is common there is what? 2. 2 is common in 6x. 2 is common in 10. Now, 3 is common in 6x, but 3 is not common in 10. Because when you divide 10 by 3, you will not get a whole number, or rather, you'll be getting a decimal number. But that is a different case for 6. Now, 5 is common in 10, but 5 is not common in 6. Because if you try to divide 6 by 5, you will not get a whole number, but rather a decimal. Now, x is common in 6x, but x is not common in 10. So, to summarize the whole thing, the only thing that we can see that is common in 6x and it's also common in 10 is 2. Now, to go further, we have 6x minus 10. So, since 2 is the only thing that is common, we are going to do this. We write 2 outside. Now, 2 times what will give us 6x? We know it is 3. We write 2, that's 3x. Now, 2 times what will give us 10? We know it is 5, right? So, 5. So this is how it's going on. 2 times 3x will give us 6x. 2 times 5 will give us 10. So that's how we factorize in given value. Now let's move on to negative 15x. Negative 15x plus 6. Now how do you factorize this? When looking at this, you can see that there are different values over here. 2 is common in 6, but 2 is not common in negative 15x. 3 is common in 6, and 3 is also common here. So from the same of things, 3 is the only number or the only value that seems to be common in the two sides. So we'll bring out 3, since 3 is the only common value. Then what do we do next? We are going to think of the number that if we multiply with 3, we should be getting negative 15x. So what would that number be? Negative 5x. Now, what do you think if we multiply with 3 should give us 6? 2. Give us 2. So 3 times negative 5x will give us negative 15x, and 3 times 2 will give us 6. Now let's move on to the next one. Just like we have 8x minus 10x, how are we going to factorize it? Now, what you see is common in 8x squared, that is also common in 10x. From the same of things, it is 2. 2 is common in 8, and 2 is common in 4 is common in 8, we agree on that, but 4 is not common here. Now that's not all, we can see that x appeared here and x also appeared here. So 2 is not the only value that is common, x as well is common here. So we'll bring out 2x, because those are the only values that are common. Then we'll open the brackets. Now what are we going to multiply with 2x to give us 8x? Now what are we going to multiply with 2x that will give us 8x squared? The only thing that will multiply there is what? 4x. 2x times 4x will give us 8x squared. So we'll move to the next. What are we going to multiply with 2x to give us 10x? And that value is 5. So that is it for number 2. Now, if you know you have really understood how to solve any factorization question, then I guess you should try solving out the number 4 by yourself by trying to pause this video, and then once you are done answering, you can now play the video and find out what the result will be. So without wasting any further time, let's just solve it at once. So now we have 32x plus 8x squared. So what is common here is also common here. From the scene of things, x is common here already, x also is common here. Now what is common in x2 is also common with 8. We know for sure 4 is common here, and we know that 4 is common here. Now if your answer is this, now when looking at this question, there are some of you who may give different answers. For example, someone can give this 4x open brackets 8 plus 2x. Now, as a matter of fact, we know that 4x times 8 will give us 8x. Quite alright. We know that 4x times 2x will give us 8x squared. Quite alright. But to be honest with you, this is wrong. Why? It is wrong because 8 plus 2x can still be factorized. You see, the way this factorization works is, while picking out the common factor, still try your best to make sure that you are simplifying it to the lowest. This can still be broken down. So, if this is your answer and you are wrong, if you have done this, 8x 4 plus x, then I'll say you are very correct. Why? Because this has been broken down. There is nothing that can be done here again. This is already 8x times 4, which is giving us 32x. And this is already 8x times x, which is giving us what? 8x squared. And we know this 2 is giving us the same thing. But what makes this correct and makes this wrong is that this has been simplified to the lowest, but this has not been. So the truth is this: try to make sure that you bring out what is common in the values given to you in the question, and make sure that it is simplified to the lowest. Then you have gotten a clean factorization. Now over to the number 5 question. We have 3x minus 21 plus 6x. What are we going to do over here? Now, like the other ones, this one seems to be a little bit different from them, because this has 3x and then minus 21 plus 6x, which is not like that already. The other ones are only having 2 values, but this is having 3 values. Now, this one is as easy as these other ones. Why do I say so? This is 3x and this is 6x, right? So what do you have to do? All you have to do is just what? Connect like terms, grouping of like terms. It's just like saying the boys have to go to one side and the girls have to go to one side. This is 6x and this is 3x. So put the 3x and the 6x together and then leaving negative 21 on its own. So that means you're having what? Like I said, we're going to do what? We're going to group like terms. So we have 3x plus 6x minus 21, right? Now we're not yet done. The next step to take is what? 3x plus 6x will give us what? 9x. 9x minus 21. Now we're not yet done. You are going to factorize this. This is the main thing to factorize. So at this point, the only thing that we can see that is common in 1 and is also common. So at this point, the only thing that we can see that is common in 9x and is also common in 21 is 3. If we were to say 7, it can work with 9, although we know it can work with 21. So 7 is not the best choice, but rather 3. So we have our 3 outside, and then what are we going to put inside? 3x minus 7. And this is our final answer for the number 5. Now I'll be leaving the number 7 for you viewers watching me right now. Please try your best to solve the number 7 and comment in the comment section what you got as your result. If you want me to make a video on this very question in my next video, then do let me know. So thank you for watching. If you know you really enjoyed watching this video and you want more content like this, please kindly subscribe to my channel. To subscribe, please like and share to your friends and family. And thank you all for watching, and I'll be seeing you on my next video.